Hello everyone, welcome back to another video with me talking geeky stuff. So this is a little bit different. I normally talk about geeky stuff like comics, manga, anime, video games, movies, and I did a video about what's it last Christmas. I went to see Avatar in the O2 Center, and there was a BTS pop-up store, so I did a little video about that. I bought a bunch of stuff for my two sisters who are a big fan of BTS, and that was pretty good. And I actually pretty like BTS myself. Let's go a bit of backstory. I used to be pretty big on K-pop back in 2005 to maybe 2012. I listened to things like people like Seven, Rain, uh, Sing Xinhua, and Big Bang later on. I think I kind of stopped because what happened was as K-pop started getting popular, more kind of recognized around the world, especially in Asia at that time. More and more bands start to form, and I don't know, maybe the music sound the same. The band was just really artificial back then. They all looked the same, and that's come from an Asian guy. I know that a lot of people around the world always say Asian people look the same, and I actually said, oh, and they all kind of like trying to copy each other. The music sound the same, so I kind of stopped a bit. It was around 2009-ish when I had to thank my two sisters. They started listening to music, and I'm thinking, oh, who's this? They sounded really little different, and they told me about BTS. And of course, I did a little search and check out a couple of their songs, and I thought, oh, this is pretty good. I like them because I remember back in 2009 summertime, my two sisters had tickets to see their concert in Wembley Stadium, so they were really buzzing about that. When no, wouldn't stop talking. They were purchasing a bunch of merchandise, the band, the BTS bomb. So I was like, oh, that's cool. And I thought, I've been kind of off K-pop, so I decided to look into them. And I think the first song I really kind of saw the music video was at that time was a new release was "Boy with Love" with Halsey, and I like the sound, pretty chill summer, and all in pink. I thought, oh, and what strikes me was they were, I mean, from a guy, I thought, wow, they're pretty good looking, and all of them had distinctive looks. And I went back a bit, start listening to other songs like Fake Love, Dope, which I quite like, Magic Shop. One of my favorites is the Magic Shop. I like the lyrics in that. And on the side of lyrics, one thing about I kind of slowly become a fan of theirs. I won't call myself an army. I don't say I'm an army, but I'm a pretty big fan of theirs as well. Right? Is I like the lyrics from it kind of all the songs from back in the day, like 2013, 14, 15. It represents the age and that experience. You can see as they get older, the lyrics change, and is really for that time and what's happening around the world. Just a society that we were living back in the day. And you know what? I've been talking. Let me just play uh, the video here of the MV of "Set Me Free." So let's go back, and I kind of focus a lot on the lyrics. Like when you listen to Magic Shop, and some of the lyrics is very good. It's like "Can't change the world." You have your galaxy in you, and so on. Another one's like "Zero O'Clock," for example. And it's sung by the vocalist only. And another good lyric is like, tomorrow could still happen. You can have a crappy day. I think everyone can relate to that. We all have crappy days and you come home, you just don't want to do nothing. And when the clock strikes zero, a new day starts. And they're not telling you that, it's going to be a better day, saying that, only you can make the better day. And this is a good time to reset. So I like that the lyrics are really meaningful, but without pushing agenda. It's like, this is the world. It's got the good things, the bad things. It's only down to you to do a better job. Like one of the albums is "Love Yourself," and I think it's true. The saying goes sometimes, charity starts at home, right? You have to love yourself first, get yourself sorted, respect yourself before you go out and try to change the world. You got to, like I said, love yourself, then love someone else, respect yourself, then start respecting others. Self-respect, self-love is so important in this day and age where everything's all crazy. And it comes down to, and then recently, of course, a lot of people ask me, who's your favorite or bias? And I say probably, I like them all. I think they're all individually very talented. And that's the reason why I think they are a cut above everyone else, not just in K-pop or in Asia, around the world. I mean, you had some big boy bands in the past. Trust me, I'm old, so I remember New Kids on the Block to Backstreet Boys, Take That, NSYNC. the history of boy bands, you always had like a couple of people who stood out. But with this one, all of them stand out. They all have their own talent. You know, they're all producers, writers, singers, dancers. I mean, even Jin, for example, he's not a dancer, but he gives it the best. And that's one thing about the Asian trait I can relate to. We always seem to work hard and all want to do better. So I think that's why they're cut above everyone else, because they're individually really talented. And yeah, back to my point is a lot of people ask me who's my favorite or bias. I would say two overall, because I think I like Jimin, I like JK, because I don't know, I just think they're kind of more my style. JK, of course, is like, what's that word? He can do everything, the golden boy. But overall, I would say Jimin just edges it overall. Reason why, because I like his voice; it's very distinctive. I like his dance. I mean, they're all good dancers. J Hope, JK, or the three J's are great dancers, right? But the reason why I like his dances, he does kind of more modern interpretive dance, more modern dancing. He has a bit of ballet, and when he dances, say you watch all the whole group dance, say in like Fake Love, and you see them dance. I think with Jimin dancing, he has more expression. He's telling you a message through his dance, and I can see that very slender, very elegant as well. You know, and of course, we all know his high pitched voice is one of the most distinctive. Kind of reminds me a bit like a Michael Jackson, where you can just hear it's a Michael Jackson song. You can hear when you listen to BTS song, you know, oh, that's from Jimin. I mean, don't get me wrong, they all have their own distinctive voices and so on, but I think overall the overall best singer will probably be JK and V. Overall, they have like really nice tones. Jimin, like I say, he wasn't a singer first. He was a dancer. Then he had him and Jin had to really practice their singing talents, and they become amazing at the job. But I think as an overall package, I like him because of his dance interpretation. He can dance. He doesn't have to speak to you. He just kind of he tells you a story through his dance, his expression. And it kind of like wow. I mean, from an artist's point of view, it really tells. It sends sends a message through his dance. I think this goes back to the point we're watching this video. I only just watched it like an hour ago. I've been meaning to watch it a couple of days, but I've been so busy. So I watched it this morning. I've been watching it about 4, 5, 6 times now. About 6 times now, yeah. And I know there's been a lot of talks about. I read some articles and online. Some fans were talking about the use of autotune. Me personally, I don't really care too much about that. But I think that with Jim in this song, some of the lyrics where they put in autotune was a choice. I think it worked. We all know Jimin can sing. There's a couple of segments where his voice, his natural voice, just kind of like just high pitched voice. But I like the choice where they put autotune. I think it matches the song because it's kind of like almost sounding like it's robotic. It's controlled. And I think this is the whole point about the music. Is the song is set me free from it. And when he's singing in his real voice, it's him. Where the autotune is more like his anger, his frustration. He has to comply to the bigger picture, or conform to what the society wants him to be, his company wants to be, his fans want him to be, and now he's breaking free. I think that's a good. I think if you listen to all of their solo songs, there's a theme. They're all kind of like broken from the chains, restraints, and there's some sort of freedom, can express himself more freely. And being like the biggest band in the last almost 10 years or so, and especially in Asia as well, Korea, Asia, where there's so much pop bands, girl band, boy bands, solo artists popping up every day. And that the competition over there is very fierce. It's fierce. And they need to stand out, they need to be nice. I'm not saying that he's not nice, of course. You can see a lot of videos that a lot of the BTS boys are really naturally nice people. That's really one of the reasons why they really speak to a lot of people out in the world, because they're humble and they're actually genuinely nice and funny as well. I've got to say they're pretty funny as well, and all that restraint and things they can't say, things they can't do. The idols as well, because they're almost like being put on a pedestal. People want them to be this way, and and they kind of have to sometimes from a business point of view. So I'm glad that they are individually doing their own thing. because as much as they get along, anybody who works in the band or a group of people for so long, you kind of have to compromise a lot. I'm not saying they don't like each other, of course. You can see they're like brothers, but still, there's a part of them they don't want to compromise no more. They want to, like I said, be free and really put their music. And I think that I watched this video, I was pretty surprised. I saw the teaser and I thought, okay, I can see where he's going. This is the kind of song I like. I wouldn't play too many times because it's not like the other song where you can just like go on a run, walk in the park and just listen to like a BTS album. This one's more like a statement, like an anthem, that they use a really kind of almost like a final scene in a movie, the big trumpets in the background, marching band, it feels like that. So it's not one of those songs you can just listen to like bopping along, because after the one he done with Taeyang from Big Bang, Vibe, I was thinking that's where he's heading, kind of more softer, more poppy, hip-hoppy kind of song. But I'm glad this song come out, really showed the new side of Jimin. And I don't want to call it a wild side. I think there's a lot of bottle up frustration, not just from him, from the other members. I mean, you can see already the theme between all of the solo albums. There's a theme that they've broken from the chains, and there's this expression. I don't think the whole album is going to be this dark, this wild. There's going to be a lot of sensitive nature because Jimin is naturally sensitive. He's very elegant, and I don't see that going away anytime soon. So yeah, I'm looking forward to his album. Oh, this one is just a pre-release as well. So yeah, let's hope for the next one. When is it? 24th of May? No, March. That's it. 24th of March next week. So looking forward to that song. I'm looking forward to his album. Yeah, please. No, I'm rambling on too much about BTS and Jimin. Let me know what you thought about the song. Are you a Jimin? What do you call it? Once you Jimin, you can't Jimin. Are you one of those? But anyway, thank you for staying to the end, and good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are in the world. And please stay safe. Goodbye.